Friends, each day we are afforded the opportunity to begin anew. We begin each day with a clean slate to start with a fresh approach toward achieving your most important work, your most important goals. The morning routine helps us set the tone for the day, and if it's done consistently, it sets you up for success in your life. And some of you are able to actually get out of bed easily, ready to take on the challenges of the day, but many of us struggle with the morning, and it's no surprise that from the moment you wake up, our mind is flooded with all the things that you need to accomplish for the day. And it can be overwhelming, but if you take a quick moment, you realize that all the items that you need to do are actually on somebody else's to-do list. So you'll never change your life until you change something that you do daily. And the secret of your success is found in your daily routine. And that's from my wonderful mentor, John Maxwell, that I've just read every one of his books practically, and not actually all of them, but many of them. So set yourself up for success, friends. You've neglected your mind, body, and soul for too long. It will ultimately have many long-term irreversible consequences. So let's begin and build a solid yet a practical morning routine to act as not only the foundation of a successful day, rather the rock for a successful and a fulfilling life. So one of the most important questions to consider when beginning your morning routine is why? What is the reason? Now, don't answer this question too quickly. Look for a deeper response to this question, and knowing specifically why you do what you do will give you the needed confidence to transform your current random collection of morning routines into a true morning ritual that will set you up for a successful day on your terms. So what do you say? Are you ready to get started? Let's do this together. Let's talk about a morning routine that is successful for you. And I'm going to actually walk you through my morning routine and use that as a jumping off point so you can do your own routine. So as physicians, we are very familiar with the use of mnemonics, so it seems natural for me to develop a morning ritual that used mnemonics. So I created the Arise morning ritual, ARISE, affirmations, read, inhale, scribble, and exercise. So let's start with affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that help you overcome challenges and self-sabotage. And you may consider affirmations as wishful thinking, but there is a body of research that suggests that affirmations can help us perform better at work, as well as increase our problem-solving skills. And to use affirmations, first, analyze what thought or behavior you want to change. And next, and this is the important part, is come up with a positive and achievable affirmation. And keep this affirmation in the present tense. So let me give you an example. There are some affirmations that I use that says, I am successful. I am grateful for the career that I have. I'm a leader in my group. Those are just some examples, and use ones that work for you. The power of affirmation lies in repeating them, and repeating them regularly. Recite them first thing in the morning, and then several times throughout your day, and that's really where the power of affirmation really lies. Read, and if you were asked someone, what is the one trait that sets successful people apart? And the one constant is reading, and the act of reading is transformative, friends, and this is what sets apart the successful from the rest of the pack. And the successful are constantly learning both in their areas of expertise and outside of it. They thrive and they yearn to learn new ideas and concepts. And as a professional, I know of the time constraints that we are all under. And so you really have to take a hard look at all the TV, social media, and email that we consume every day. And you might find that we are actually not as busy as we feel. So make reading a priority. It is an incredible return on your investment that is unmatched by anything that you will ever see on TV or your social media. But if you're not sure where to start, really start with what you like. Creating the habit is far more important than the what you're reading, quite honestly. But if you need some help, there is a great website called thegreatestbooks.org. And this website generates a list of the greatest books based on 119 best of book lists. We're going to go on I, inhale, and resetting one's breath or getting your body out of fight or flight mode has been shown to be beneficial to the mind and the body. And as healthcare professionals, we tend to be in this chronically stressful state for too long, and this is a spark that causes physician burnout. The physical and the mental impact of chronic stress is deleterious, and it's simply not sustainable. So for my morning ritual, I've recently started using a modified Wim Hof Method. And the Wim Hof Method is based on 3 powerful pillars: breathing, cold therapy, and commitment. Specific to breathing though, his exercises are focused on deep and rhythmic inhalations and exhalations, which Wim describes as controlled hyperventilation or power breathing, followed by holding your breath for a certain amount of time. And while I've not completely taken the plunge per se into cold therapy, the host of benefits includes increased energy, better sleep, reduced stress levels, heightened focus and determination, increased willpower, stronger immune system. Now, the Wim Hof Method is incredibly straightforward, but it will take practice. So speak with your physician first before you do this, because it's going to take some practice, and it does cause you some lightheadedness and dizziness. So please be very careful. Again, don't enter this exercise until you really feel that you're ready to do this and have gotten the go-ahead from your physician. But he's got a website. I'm going to direct you to it on the blog post that accompanies this video. But he describes the breathing as it can affect your motor control and in rare cases leads to loss of consciousness. So you always have to sit down or lie down before practicing the techniques, but never practice when you're driving a car or you're near bodies of water. But take a moment to listen and watch the videos, because the steps are pretty straightforward. Step one, you kind of have to just sit in a meditative posture, and it's just a place where you can expand your lungs completely. And then step two moves to close your eyes and try to clear the mind. And you would inhale deeply through your nose and mouth and exhale unforced through the mouth. You fully inhale through your belly, then the chest, and then let go unforced. And you repeat this 30 to 40 times, but in short, powerful bursts. And this is where you may feel the lightheadedness and maybe even some tingling to your fingers and your feet. So that's why it's important to make sure you are ready for this type of exercise. You move on to step three, which is the hold. And after your last exhalation, inhale one final time as deeply as you can and let the air out and stop breathing. Hold until you have the breathe the urge again, and you go into step four, which is the recovery breath. And when you have the urge to breathe again, you draw one big breath in, and when you're at full capacity, hold your breath for around 15 seconds, and then let it go. And that's round number one. He does about 3 or 4 rounds. He's got a great audio-visual guide on his website. Again, I'll link it on the blog post that accompanies this video, and I think you're going to really get an idea how it works. So let's go to S, scribble, which is my journaling. Daily journaling for me has been a transformative habit, and there are potentially dozens of reasons for people to begin the daily ritual, yet it creates 2 opportunities for me. In the morning, I use my journal to collect and clarify my thoughts. It lets me stay accountable to track my goals and long-term vision, but in the evening, I really use journaling to detach from work. And practicing in emergency medicine can be mentally and physically draining, and really journaling allows me to account for the day and share maybe some of my private victories, but also some of my defeats. It allows me the opportunity to work through difficult emotions and to cultivate really an understanding and compassion for others. Jim Rohn has a great quote when he says, if you are serious about becoming a wealthy, powerful, sophisticated, healthy, influential, cultured, and unique individual, keep a journal. Don't trust your memory. When you listen to something valuable, write it down. When you come across something important, write it down. That's from Jim Rohn. Journaling is really most effective, at least for me, in short bursts. I used to use the 5-minute journal, and now I've actually gone to the blank paper, but a 5-minute journal is a great way to get started. It's broken up into 2 sections, a morning and an evening section. It's filled with daily prompts, so you're not staring at a blank page, and it really just takes a few moments to do the morning and a few moments to do the evening, but it's really a great way to bookend your day. Finally, friends, E, exercise. We've spent a lifetime learning and discovering the healthy habits for our patients and really ourselves. So exercise is no surprise to any of us that it should be a keystone ritual that will catapult us toward a life of wellness. And there's really no medicine or pill that can even come close to the powerful force of exercise. So this habit doesn't have to be complex, complicated, or even time-consuming. There are so many online resources for exercise of any fitness level, but for the time-crunched medical student or resident, it may seem insurmountable, but I have found that making this part of my morning routine, it will get done. So I enjoy doing strength training in the gym, and I found Mike Matthews' Bigger, Leaner, Stronger book is a phenomenal primer for strength training. And he also has one for women. He has an excellent book called Thinner, Leaner, Stronger. For women specifically, it's a great way to get started, especially if you're interested in strength training. But when you're at home, or when I'm at home, I use something called the TRX suspension trainers. These are suspension trainers that work great if you know you're going to be away from home for any length of time, and all you really need are just the trainers and a door, and you throw the trainers over the door, use it as an anchor, and then use your body weight to do the exercises. There are free videos on the TRX website. Friends, the power of the morning ritual is the first step toward a day and a lifetime of wellness. So that was my morning ritual. So I hope you enjoy the morning ritual. Again, use my morning ritual to catapult you for your own morning ritual, because you have to find that works for you. Because there's always going to be more things that you wanted that you'll have time for. But the reality is, and this is important, if it's important for you, you'll make the time for it no matter what. Some of the most successful people wake up early because that's when they feel that they are most productive. Richard Branson, for example, gets up at 5:45 in the morning to do exercise and to have an early breakfast. Warren Buffett wakes up at 6:45 in the morning to start his day by reading the newspaper. The Disney CEO, Robert Iger, gets up at 4:30 in the morning to exercise and read the paper and watch a little TV. But what's important to realize is that each of these people have a different wake-up time and a different routine, and that's what works for them, and that's what I want to do for you. Know that the one you create today will not be the same one 3 months from now and not be the same one 1 year from now. And that's the point. As you progress, you'll learn what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And there lies the true growth. While every morning will not be as perfect as you've laid it out, knowing your why will serve as your motivation to try something new and create a morning ritual that's built for success for you and your goals. And that's really my goals for you too. My mission is to give you the courage and the tools needed to develop and to help you learn, grow, and prosper in the essential areas of your life, personally and professionally. So if you've enjoyed my morning ritual, fantastic. But more importantly though, create one for you and use mine as a template to build one that's practical and realistic for you. But if you want more information, I have a free 3D video series that walks you through some of these first steps that you need to kind of get yourself through this. There's a link just below this video. Make sure you click it and start that journey today. Let's walk this journey together. And remember, friends, you can succeed at home and at work, and all it takes is intent and a mentor to walk with you. If you give me the first, I'll give you the second. So let's get started today, friends. So until next time, be good to yourself and each other. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.